peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
What is the value of a human life? What is the value of 5 million children saved from paralysis? How much is it worth to see a mother smile when she realizes for the first time that her child has the chance to grow up safely, in good health, and with an education? This is the legacy that you as Rotarians present to millions around the world when you support our annual programs fund. As Rotarians, we are naturally concerned with the service that we need to provide the communities in which our clubs are located. We're also aware that the Rotary Foundation links us to a wider world of service. During Rotary's first century of service, the Rotary Foundation has evolved into the primary instrument by which Rotarians serve their local as well as their national and international communities. Its visionary educational and humanitarian programs provide the best means of achieving the world betterment and peace that have been the ideals for every Rotarian since Rotary's founder, Paul P. Harris.
The Foundation's longest-running program, Ambassadorial Scholarships, has, since its inception in 1947, assisted nearly 40,000 scholars from over 110 countries. While studying abroad, these scholars serve as ambassadors of goodwill for their home countries and for Rotary.
When I know what Rotary is doing for people, and especially for people who want to excel in their studies and want to do extra work and study abroad, I want to be involved as an Rotarian after I finish my scholarship, and I want to be involved with any events because they really help people a lot.
The Group Study Exchange Program, or GSE, was begun by New Zealand Rotarians in 1965 as a way for young professionals to experience other cultures and observe how their own professions are practiced abroad. Men and women between the ages of 25 and 40 travel abroad as a small team for 4 to 6 weeks while experiencing the host country's institutions and ways of life.
We've enjoyed it, we've learned a tremendous amount, and I'm sure that the members of this team will go back to South Africa with new ideas, and we hope one day that our country will turn out to be like Sweden is now.
Begun in the 2002-2003 academic year, 8 universities around the world partnered with the Rotary Foundation to establish master's degree level programs in fields related to conflict resolution.
For me, being a Rotary World Peace Scholar is finding the right questions and then searching for the best answers. It's about refusing to accept the world as it is and just not shutting up until something is done. It's about moving outside my comfort zone and throttling every last experience out of life. And most of all, it's about meeting others from all around the globe who share similar ideals but completely different ideas.
Through this program, the Rotary Foundation annually sponsors up to 140 scholars, continually providing new generations of negotiators and mediators who are dedicated to world peace.
The humanitarian grants programs of the Rotary Foundation fund club and district projects that improve the quality of life for millions by providing health care, clean water, food, education, and other essential needs, primarily in low-income countries.
District Simplified Grants are specific to individual Rotary districts. Through the District Rotary Foundation chairperson, in cooperation with district governors-elect, districts can apply for a grant to support short-term community-based humanitarian projects.
I think it's probably in the back of the mind of every Rotarian to someday do something special to make a difference in people's lives within the Rotary network, and this was my opportunity.
For beneficial service projects involving clubs in 2 or more countries, the Rotary Foundation matches contributions raised by Rotary clubs and districts.
The Rotary Foundation Matching Grant Project has helped Bangladesh to find a new methodology for the primary education system. And this support of the Rotary Foundation will directly help at least 20 million people of Bangladesh.
The Matching Grants program has touched the lives of thousands of people in communities around the world since it was initiated in 1965.
In 1985, Rotary launched the Polio Plus program to protect the world's children from the cruel and often fatal ravages of polio. In 1988, the World Health Assembly challenged the world to eradicate the disease. Since that time, Rotary's efforts and those of its Eradication Initiative partners have achieved a 99% reduction in the number of polio cases worldwide.
Rotary's Polio Plus program is a shining example of the achievements made possible by cooperation between the United Nations and non-governmental organizations.
Today, Rotarians stand at the threshold of a great victory and look forward to celebrating the global eradication of polio.
The amount of good that is done and the benefits received by those most needful can't possibly be overstated.
But in recent years, there have not been sufficient funds for all grant requests. The unfortunate fact is that contributions to the Rotary Foundation's annual programs fund have not kept pace with the needs identified by clubs and districts.
If Rotary is to meet these needs in its second century of service, the annual unrestricted gifts to the Rotary Foundation must increase substantially.
Our goal is an ongoing financial commitment from each of us that we sustain into the future. It's not something that ends when a certain amount of funding is achieved, but a contribution to the annual programs fund from every Rotarian every year.
All Rotary clubs must participate in this ongoing effort. It is the partnership among members, our clubs, and the Rotary Foundation that makes Rotary such an extraordinary organization.
Each club sets its own annual giving goal, and the combined club totals determine the worldwide goal. When every Rotarian and every club fulfill these commitments, our foundation will be able to respond to the increased demand for humanitarian and educational programs.
If we succeed, each of us will feel the personal satisfaction for the gratitude we see in a mother's eyes when we prevent disease from claiming the